Hello, and welcome back to the Neuropreneur Rising podcast. I am just chilling here, honestly ready for a nap because I'm tired. It's been a busy weekend, and I always do this to myself on Monday mornings. I felt so unable to start my day this morning, and I only get like this on after a busy weekend. Like if I don't have a busy weekend, I am like ready as fuck to get back to work in on Monday morning. But I honestly could not do life this morning. And I was just like, I don't know if anyone else gets this with like ADHD or any other neurospicy kind of thing, but when I get drained, I sometimes feel like very melancholic. And I'm just like, I just feel dead inside. And then sometimes all I need is to listen to like a bit of Radiohead and then just like feel some things and then start my day with a bit of creativity. And then I'm fine. And I'm fine now. I am just ready for a nap though. So anyway, that's my start to the day. So today I want to go into something I get asked an awful lot, which is how do I make consistent sales if I've only got a small audience? I've only got 200 followers, I've only got 500 followers, I've only got, you know what I mean? Like I think it's so important to talk about it because we are living in a world where we think that sales is going to come directly from having a certain amount of followers, and it could not be further from the truth. So, as someone who's been doing this for a long time and someone who has grown their Instagram account to what is it now? 27,000 followers, and have, done a lot of work over the years with clients who, I've had clients who have hundreds of thousands of followers and don't make a red fucking cent. And I've had clients who have 200 followers and make a shit ton of money. So I've seen many sides of how this works over the years, and I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit for you today. So if you are sat there saying, basically, I have no idea how I'm going to get sales when I only have like 200 followers or I only have 300 followers, then you need to listen up because I think this is going to be some good news for you. My microphone just died, so I'm very sorry if the sound now sounds different, but I'm still here. Damn, that's annoying. So I want to first go into why you might think I'm lying. You're like, no, that can't be the case. But why is it possible that you can have hundreds of thousands of followers and still not make a single cent? There are many reasons why. But as I said, the number of followers, just because you have certain eyes there, does not mean that those are going to translate into sales. And we've become so obsessed with that audience size, number, that we've actually forgotten, oh, wait, if there's no money in my bank, I don't have a business, but the followers are fine. So there are a few reasons why. So one of the reasons is that your followers aren't aligned with what you sell. They aren't aligned with your business. Maybe you went viral once and it was for content that is completely unrelated to what you sell. And then you got loads of followers from that. And then you're like, oh my God, no one's buying. Well, of course, no one's buying. You know what I mean? So that could be that. Maybe it's because your brand or your brand voice isn't clear or strong. And no, when I talk about brand and branding, I'm not talking about the fucking color of your Instagram grid. Yes, that shit is cool. Yes, 100%, but it's not the most important thing, and you don't need to be focusing on it right now if you are kind of newer in business. If you have the time and even the money to go and pay someone to design you a really nice brand package, then go for it. But your time really should be spent building the foundations that are actually going to create you sales. So then that's not visuals, I'm afraid. It could be that your audience just doesn't know, or trust you yet. It could just be that you're posting about shit that doesn't actually build trust with people. And I know that's kind of like, oh wait, so I can't just post about my lattes? No, you can't. Sorry. It's like, love you, but sorry. No, you can't. You can't just post what you did this weekend. You can't just post your June photo dumps and stuff and expect that to be enough to move the needle into your audience members becoming clients, or your audience members deciding and seeing if they are a fit for your work. It could be that your audience doesn't even know what you're selling. You could just not be talking about your offer. It's honestly so, it could be so many things. But essentially, I'm this is probably going to sound like a parallel universe to you. if you've been fixating on, oh, as soon as I get 10,000 followers, I'm going to be away. I remember when I thought that was cute. At a certain time, yeah, it's just not the case. So if you are under that mindset, this is probably going to feel like I've pulled the Uno reverse card on you, but it is true. A small audience and having a small audience does not mean that that is going to equal small potential. It's just not. I promise you. And this is the reason why people have hundreds of thousands of followers sometimes and don't make any money. And then, as I said, people who have 200 followers sometimes are the ones who are actually making the money, because a small aligned audience who know exactly who you are and know exactly how it's going to help them, because your messaging is so strong and your brand is so strong and you are so fucking specific in your content, and you know how to actually create content that adds value and they feel supported in your content. Like, it doesn't matter the size. It really, really doesn't. Like, that is better than having 100,000 followers of people who have no idea who you are and they have no intention of buying. So stop obsessing over growing your audience and start focusing on nurturing the one you already have. And I promise you, it will go from there naturally, with your sales coming in from those people. Don't forget, like, people love to talk about things like, there's so many fucking buzzwords like grow and scale. I don't think, like, some of the business coaches and stuff I see talking about scaling and how to go viral to scale and how to get more eyes on you to scale. Like, when you actually look at what scaling entails, a lot of scaling will come from repeat clients, recommendations, referrals, and that is literally the cold hard truth of what scaling is. So just be dubious of, like, listening to that kind of shit as well. So here are some points on what to focus on. And this is going to be I'm going to try and keep this fairly short because I kind of want this to be a short, snappy training. Here are some things that I want you to focus on over follower count. I really want you to just put that to one side. And it's the same with views as well. If you're obsessing over views, and I find actually these days it's kind of is more views than followers. Like, oh my God, my last reel sucks and I only got, 200 views and I fucking suck and the algorithm hates me and I'm shadow banned and my work is crap. And it's like, no, it's not. None of that is true. Your work is awesome. It's just that you need to learn how to, like, separate yourself from this vanity metric thing and focus on the things that actually are going to generate you sales. Like, do you want the sales or do you want the validation? Like, ask yourself that. And if you want the validation, like, maybe there's some work to be done there. But yeah, the sales and the validation are separate. So first thing, I'm going to have a drink. Hang on. Okay, I'm hydrated. So as I kind of touched upon, focus on potent, specific content, not content that you think is going to make you go viral, not content that you think is going to, like, oh, this is going to be the one that, I'm going to get so many views, or the algorithm's going to favor me, or I'm just jumping on every trend because I think trends are going to work. Trends do not work. They are fucking annoying. I'm really sorry. Like, if there is a trend that you find that you're like, haha, that's actually so funny and so on brand with me, I'm going to jump on it just because it's fun. I do that. You know what I mean? But it's genuinely from a place of, oh, I'm doing this because, like, it's on brand, or this is fun for me. It's not anything that I would use as, like, value content, and it's just an extra from all the value I'm already giving. Jumping on constant trends and thinking trending audio is the thing that's going to get you clients is not the case. And I know that this is only what you have been taught, and it's only what everyone else has been taught as well, because we have this kind of weird mix up with the advice that's going around online between influencers and entrepreneurs. And it is making entrepreneurs' lives very, very difficult. Influencers are doing great, but, well, not all of them, but, they've got the advice that they need because it's solely about growing on socials. But that's not the thing that we need to be focusing on. It's not our sole focus. So stop trying to go viral and start creating content that connects deeply with the right people, which is your ideal client. That requires research that, honestly, I don't see many people doing about their ideal clients, and about even their niche and how their offer fits in. But knowing your ideal client is so important. And I'm not talking about knowing about the stupid stuff like where they shop and what their, hair color is. Like, none of that, unless you're a hairdresser, like none of that matters. I'm talking about what they feel on an emotional level and how you can understand that and how you can kind of show and demonstrate that you understand that through your content. Yes, what are they struggling with? Yes, what do they desire? But even deeper than that, like way deeper than that, that is not all you need to be focusing on. There's, you really want to focus on the trust element as well, and allowing people to feel you and understand that you feel them. So create content that is potent and specific, polarizing and bold, so you're not afraid to speak up. And don't be afraid to, and just do it, don't be afraid. But yes, that is, the inner work is there for that. But all the time that you're trying to be general and posting things like 3 tips for self-love, it's like, that is nice, but that's not going to be enough these days to get someone's attention, because people aren't paying attention to general stuff anymore. And don't forget, your ideal client is out there having tried stuff before, potentially. So you don't want to blend into what they've tried before. You really want to stand out with your unique methodology, your unique brand, your voice, and how you're going to help them uniquely. And, putting that in your content, as well as showing that you can understand them. Point 2 is start conversations. Yeah, I know. Start conversations like an actual human. Who knew? What the fuck? It's crazy. Seriously. I don't know why people don't do this anymore. I think I do. Everyone is scared that they're going to be annoying and like a sleazy car salesman, or that annoying as fuck coach who, like, or just person. I mean, it is a lot of the time it is coaches. And if you are a coach, you probably are, if you're listening to this. You don't want to replicate that. And it's that annoying message like, hey girl, just saw your content. Do you want to know about my offer? No one wants that. Like, nobody wants that, and you shouldn't message people with that. If you're going in and pretty much saying, here's a bit about me and here's my offer, no wonder that's not going well. And no wonder you feel like that would be the wrong way to go about it, because it is. So, you really want to start conversations with people from the lens of, how can I build a relationship? If you're in the early stages of business, you should be talking to people daily. And that is what a lot of people won't teach you, is that, actually a lot of the heavy lifting comes from, in the beginning, talking to people and nurturing people and actually showing people that you can hold a conversation. And essentially, if you're a coach or a mentor or a practitioner, having conversations with people is their first interaction with you, that they get to see what a fucking awesome coach that you are. There's only so much you can deliver through your content. This is why podcasting, oh my God, there is nothing I would recommend more. Start a podcast for so many reasons. Like, you can do in-depth trainings. People can really get a gist of how you are and how you talk and how you coach. You can send people free resources, that you've just recorded on your podcast. I honestly, this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Long form content and conversations are so important for that reason. But yeah, essentially not going into these conversations with the need or the agenda to make a sale from everybody. This is not a game for people who want to just make a quick buck. Coaching and entrepreneurship in this climate these days, if that's you, if you just want to make a quick buck, go and do fucking Forex trading or something. But if you are a coach or a mentor or a practitioner who genuinely cares about helping people and making the world a better place and making the money that you really want to have the life that you want, then you got to build for the long run. And that means creating relationships for the long run and not getting pissy and letting the rejection sensitivity take over when you don't get a sale straight away because you've kind of swooped in, because again, that's what you've been told to do. It's the wrong advice, but that's what you've been told to do. So, check in with your new followers. Just literally say hi, like, thank you so much for the follow. I'm keen to know what drew you to my page. Was there something I posted, or are you just here for the vibes? Like, just like normal conversation shit. Don't pitch straight away. Just find some common ground and, just welcome them in. Hey, what's up? That's it. See where the conversation goes. Like inside NFSA, which is my 3-month signature program that's starting on August 5th. that I give you all of the flows and the conversation prompts and stuff to help you out, but ultimately you'll get a vibe. If someone doesn't want to talk, they don't want to talk, and that's fine. You're not gonna like nag someone and force them like, talk to me please. But it's just about focusing on building those relationships, not shoving your offer in someone's face. And value as well, like I know I've said, but showing that you can give value and almost going in with the I'm gonna put the effort in to help this person for free, and have a conversation with them about where they're at, what they're struggling with, maybe kind of why they're here, and go from there, and just be prepared to actually listen and care. Then I promise you, your offer will sell itself. The amount of times that I have had conversations with people in the past, and I have gone in with, hey, I'd love to get to know you more, thank you so much for your follow. Or if it's someone that hasn't followed me, I've just built the relationship, and then when it's time, it's going in the right direction, or they're actually expressing an interest in me, or whether they actually feel comfortable enough to talk to me. You always listen for cues and be respectful of people. But at that time, I will focus on helping them for free. And you'd be honestly, more times than not, I'm just deep in my coach kind of like flow, and they are like, oh, I've actually just seen in the link in your bio that this is your program. Can you tell me more about joining? It looks amazing for me. When you focus on the value and you have one clear offer in your fucking bio, not 1,001, your offer will sell itself. People will come to you and say, oh my God, you've already provided me with so much. If it's a fit, this is what I mean again, if it's a fit, if it's not, fine, awesome. We're not here to force anyone to do anything, but people will come to you. But again, kind of not if there's like 1,000 offers in your bloody Instagram bio or Linktree. So that's just a point to remember. So relationships, always, you need to be talking to people. You cannot just rely on your content in today's like online climate if you're a newer entrepreneur or you haven't yet built your reputation. And my third and last point is shifting your mindset about your audience size, because you can do all of this, and if you're still going to moan on it basically on a daily basis saying my audience is so small, oh, this is never going to work, you're just making things harder for yourself, and you're making things almost impossible for your audience as well. And that will come across energetically in this kind of, I don't want to be doing this vibe because it's not worth it for me. That's kind of the energy that we give off when we have that mindset. And I know what I'm saying, I'm being quite blunt today. I think I'm just honestly a bit tired and I have no filter, but I'm saying all of this with love. And it's because I believe in you. I do. And I wish someone had said all this to me as well. So sometimes I just got to be blunt. And then, other times I'm not so blunt. But yeah, don't give your whole bloody business a death sentence by saying, oh my God, my audience is so small, no one's ever going to buy. Because it's not true. Every time you say that, you just keep yourself stuck in lack. So yeah, think of it like, okay, you have a smaller audience than maybe like 10,000 followers. Who gives a shit? It's not relevant. And you know that you have a pool of people within that to nurture. That is plenty of people if you have a couple hundred followers and beyond. That's plenty. So yeah, don't keep focusing on not enough followers. Otherwise, that will just become an excuse, that not enoughness, that will just literally become an excuse with every entrepreneur, every level that you hit in entrepreneurship, that will become a recurring excuse if you don't get rid of that now. I don't have enough this, or I can't sell because of this, or I'll be happy when I have this. Like, it will just be, we just got to reel it back in. And, realize that you probably do have people watching you who just need nurturing. So that is it from me today. Message me on Instagram. I want to know how this landed for you. This has been a highly requested topic. Most of my students come to me with a small audience. Like, this is not uncommon. Like, most people have a small audience of like 300 to 1,000 followers. 200 to 1,000 followers probably. So let me know how this landed. Has it given you some more confidence? Does it help to know that, from someone who's actually seen this shit in the industries with, myself and, my clients, does it actually help to know that this is the way things are? rather than all this kind of crap that you see on social media about, oh yeah, your business isn't going to grow unless you have X amount of followers. Let me know how it landed. But this is the kind of audience size, small audience in your brain, is the kind of audience that most of my students have. And that is very much a thing that we focus on inside the Neuro-Friendly Sales Accelerator, NFSA. It doesn't matter how many views you get on your content. We don't focus on going viral. We don't focus on getting you more followers. We focus on getting you more money. We focus on getting you more clients and more confidence and actually feeling good. We only have two measurements of success, which is the money in your bank, the clients that are coming in, and the way that you feel. So your happiness and your sales are the two things that I give a fuck about. Anything else is just fluff and vanity metrics. So we'll just chuck that in the bin. So if any of this has kind of been speaking to you, come and join me. Come and apply for NFSA. We are nearly 75% full, and we have got a while even till we start. Oh my god, no, I'm just looking at the calendar. It's not as long as I think. Oh my god, the days are actually flying by, but they're also not at the same time. It's weird. But we start on August 5th. So if you're listening to this before August 5th in the future, because today is July 14th, oh my gosh, then there may be some slots still open, but we only have 4 slots left now. So they are filling up very, very quickly, which I am very grateful for. So if you have been eyeing it up, if you have been thinking that this is kind of the support you're looking for and the support you're craving from a neuro-friendly kind of standpoint, then I would urge you to apply, because the slots are filling up quicker than I had anticipated. So I'd love to have a call with you. And, you can book that after you apply on the link in the show notes that I'm going to leave in the description. So this is really going to be for you if you feel like you have tried a lot of things to try and make this business thing work, but no one has actually taught you how to make actual fucking sales. And it's getting to the point where you're a little frustrated, and you feel like you haven't had the support you need to actually implement what you've been taught perhaps in the past. And you're just feeling like you're juggling multiple different things rather than actually having a simplified sales process that you can come back to and you can just relax into and pour your creativity into, because you know that it's all held and you know exactly how you're going to make sales, when you're going to make sales, and how that's all going to actually come in for you. So within NFSA, obviously the thing that I am most hot on and most proud of, to be totally honest, is the level of the support that you get. So although it is a group program, it is going to be capped at 6 people per pod, so it's super intimate and you'll never feel like you're just a number, basically just lost in the ether. But not only do you get the small pods and the group calls that are every 2 weeks, you'll get hot seat coaching in those group calls, because I don't believe in just like taking random questions as a group. You'll get your one-to-one time, but also you'll get Monday to Friday support in the Telegram community. So there'll be, you'll have the community chat when you can interact with your, the rest of your pod. You can share your wins. But when I say it's actually one-to-one in a group program, I literally mean it. Like, you'll even have your own channel in the Telegram group. So me and you will have a private Telegram group within the community so that you can really feel like you're getting that level of support that you need. We also have 8 core modules in the curriculum. So the curriculum itself is really, really neuro-friendly. So you'll have the bite-sized trainings that will teach you absolutely everything that you need to know. And then everything is so end-to-end over and above that. You'll have all of the resources and the templates and the trackers that you could possibly dream up. Everything that you think, oh my God, how am I going to implement that? I have already thought of it. And there is a tracker for it, or a template for it, or a process for it that we can adapt together to make it suit you, your life, your business, the way you want to run things, and your creativity, and just the way your brain works. And then, as I said, my support is there for the, implementation, making sure that everything is actually going to feel good when you implement it. The inner work, the support, the accountability, all of that is within our support. So, as I said, we are literally nearly full. We start on August 5th. Now would be a good time to jump in as well if you have been filling the pool, because I'm not going to be opening my doors at all again until winter. December at the very least, January perhaps. I haven't made my mind up yet. So this is all I'm doing now. I've made the big business decision to solely focus on the accelerator. I'm not doing one-to-one anymore. I'm not doing power hour calls anymore. I'm not doing my membership anymore. Like, it is literally just the accelerator so I can give my students the time and the support that they deserve. So this is literally going to be it until winter. So yeah, if you feel the pull, go ahead, check out the link in the description, apply and book a free call, and we can just have a chat and see if it's for you. All right, I will see you next time.